And we are live. Hello, guys, and welcome to another edition of Jason Hebert Live. I want to thank you guys so much for bearing with me. The schedule has been a little bit wacky as of late. Over the holidays, we had a lot of downtime, and I've been kind of trying to make it up lately. But between tech issues and just the holiday schedule, people changing things coming up on my end, it's been a little wacky. So we've had some days where we didn't have anything going on. And now I'm trying to cram in as many as possible to help make it up to you guys, particularly since we just did memberships. So if there's one time I don't want to really stop the flow of content, it's when everyone just supported me by signing up for memberships. So we'll go over that for just a second. I don't ever want to do it, but that's particularly when I don't want to do it. So I'm going to try to get as many of these out as possible. Right now, it's almost midnight, at least on the East Coast. If you're joining us from the West Coast, it's only about 8:45 for you. But I'm going to do one tonight. I have another one coming at noon tomorrow. We'll go over that in a little bit. And I try to stick to one case per video, of course, but and then I'll probably have another one tomorrow night. So I tell you that just to let you guys know, if you've been wondering about kind of there being less content lately, that's why. And it's on its way. I'm trying to cram it as much as I can for you. We have a heartbreaking case for you tonight, like most of them, of course. Another missing persons case of Kaylene Oehling. We have her father, Jason, on tonight to tell her story. Now, this has happened a few times that you guys know. Typically, I have, when someone contacts me, I'm usually booked out for about a week or two, until recently anyway, so I have a lot of time to kind of look into the cases. I actually first spoke to Jason probably not even an hour ago. He had sent me a message a few days ago. I didn't see it because it was in that Facebook pending folder that you might not even be aware of, but if you're not friends with someone, when they send you a message, it hangs out there. So I finally saw it today, and I said, hey, for the heck of it, I had a feeling, let me ask him because he was kind of eager to get it going right away, So I said, would you happen to want to do it tonight, even though it's late? He said, absolutely, man. I want to get my daughter's story out there. So it ended up working out. So, but I say all that to say I know less about this case than I do most of the interviews. So we always have the guest lead it, but he very much is going to lead it. I'm just going to try to frame it, ask some questions, and we'll go from there. So I apologize in advance if it's not quite as informational on my end as some of them usually are. But of course, with Jason, the other Jason Oehling, leading, we're in good hands. If there's anyone who knows about the case, it's him. You're going to get it directly from the horse's mouth, which if you're not familiar with our channel, that's what we do. There are a lot of channels that just read news articles and things like that about the cases. What I tried to do here is I try to speak directly to the loved ones of the missing person, or sometimes it's not a missing person, sometimes it's an unsolved crime. But basically, any kind of case that needs justice or answers, instead of giving my take on it, I try to speak directly to the family members. So if you are into that and trying to help these families that desperately need your help, please click subscribe, set the notification bell to all right below. And there's a new button down there called join, which is what I was saying earlier when I was thanking everyone for becoming members. I just wanted to say a big thank you to anyone who has joined the monthly channel memberships. You guys are like the lifeblood of what we do here. You keep the channel going and you keep me able to make content consistently. So thank you to everyone who joined the channel by hitting the join button below the video. And also thank you as much to everyone who did the PayPal option that can't do monthly but wanted to do it one time. So the PayPal and the channel memberships, you guys, thank you. I just wanted to say thank you because we just launched it a couple days ago and already about 30 of you signed up. So thank you so much. I'm going to read. Jason had sent me some things about his daughter's case. It was quite a bit of info. It was very informational, actually. It was a great piece he sent me. So I was going to read that, but then I said, you know what? If I read that, he's going to end up repeating a lot of it. And it's much better hearing it from him. You're going to get a lot more details and a lot better context than you'll get from me. So instead of spending 8 minutes listening to me, give my best rendition of it and then having him say the better version, I'm just going to read you guys a very quick news article on it. And then we'll bring Jason on to go right into the meat of it. So what I'm going to read you now is coming from CBS Pittsburgh. It's pittsburgh.cbslocal.com. So credit to them for the article. It's just a very quick short informational article. It says, County Police investigating disappearance of 20-year-old Kaylene Oehling, who has been missing since January. Now, this is January of 2020, so we're going on the year date very shortly, so we'll go over the date in just a moment. Police say she left a friend's house in MILLVALE to meet someone and was expected to return, but she didn't. Pittsburgh. Allegheny County Police are looking for a young woman who hasn't been seen or heard from since January. On June 15th, Etna Police asked County Police for help investigating the disappearance of 20-year-old Kaylene Oehling. Police say she was last seen at her friend's house in MILLVALE late on the evening of January 9th. She left the friend's house to meet someone, and police say she was expected to return, but she didn't. She last texted her mom in the early morning hours of January 10th, but hasn't been heard from since. Police say she was supposed to come to her mother's house to babysit later that morning, but never appeared. Her mother was not able to reach her by phone and reported her daughter missing to Etna Police on January 12th, so a couple days later. A little more than a couple days, a little bit more than 48 hours, it looks like. So they're probably wondering exactly where she was, gave it a couple days, and then, you know, as is typical, they went to the police wondering what's going on. So we'll have Jason kind of go over all those details. So Oehling is described as a 5'1" white female. She has brown hair, brown eyes, and wears glasses. The night she disappeared, she was wearing a black hooded sweatshirt and camouflage pants. Anyone with information is asked to call the Allegheny County Police tip line at 1-833-ALL-TIPS. That's 1-833-ALLTIPS. So that's kind of the basics of her case. And we're getting close to about 100 people in here, which is great because we are doing this very late, obviously. So I wanted to kind of slow down that intro to try to get as many people in there as possible so that the chat is active and has questions for Jason before we bring him on. So as we approach 100 people, it's the perfect time to bring Jason on. So Jason, first off, man, I just want to say, obviously, I'm so sorry for what you're going through. I couldn't even imagine it. And I just want to say our hearts are with you. You have a lot of people here to support you. We're gonna do everything we can to get the word out there.
Thank you. Real fast, I do want to apologize. I do have a dog crying in the background. My dog just got neutered today, so he's a little bit unhappy.
I can't blame him for that one. Yeah.
So, on the spur of the moment of doing this, my wife and I are trying to keep him comfortable at the moment. So you might hear a dog whining.
Oh, for sure. I did hear something. I thought it was like a wheel. It sounded like a squeaky wheel, but now it makes sense.
Yeah, that's our dog. He just unfortunately got neutered today, so he's not a happy camper.
Oh, poor guy. Can't blame him for that one, but
correct.
If it was us, we'd probably make a lot more noise than that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Do you want to start by maybe going over some of the details? Well, actually, let's start. Tell us a little bit about Kayleen, who she was,
okay.
And then kind of lead us into those.
Kayleen was basically never like a book person. She wasn't too good in school and everything else, but Kayleen had a heart of gold. She loved kids, watching. She has multiple younger siblings. She always loved watching kids and being around people. Kayleen is always the type where she walked in the room, she is always smiling. And she would always get everybody to smile. And Kayleen just loved to be loved. Kayleen lived with myself and her mother. Back and forth throughout her whole life. And like I said, Kayleen is just a loving, caring person that always enjoyed being with people.
Okay. And speaking of her smile, she has a great smile. I can totally see that it's the kind to light up a room.
That one last picture that you showed that I had sent you with Kayleen holding up her hand, that was actually taken. Kayleen did a live on Facebook January 9th, 2020, probably about 3 hours right before she ended up missing. That
Okay.
unfortunately was the best we could get of what she was wearing and what she looked like when she disappeared.
And is
So
that
as
still
you can,
on Facebook?
sorry, I didn't hear you.
I apologize. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh
Is
no,
that
you're
still
fine.
on? Is it still there on Facebook for people to watch? Or?
No, see, that's one of the problems that's really sketchy about this case. Kayleen was at the time from I think it was October to January, off and on dating a. He's actually labeled in paper. Michael D. MANNO is labeled as a career criminal. He's had 13 felony convictions. And what happened was within the hour before Kayleen disappeared, she posted that Micah MANNO robbed a ATM and a laundromat in Penn Hills.
Okay, and I just wanted to say real quick, just for your protection and mine, anything mentioned
Yes.
today, everything is alleged. We make no hard accusations on the show, whether that be myself, Jason, or any co-hosts. So anything that you do here, no matter how it's worded or phrased, it's all just people trying to piece together what they do know to find their loved ones. There are no hard accusations. Everyone's innocent until proven guilty, and it's all just alleged. I just have to make that clear for our protection.
Correct. Thank you. Like anyways, and I do have a snapshot of that also. Kayleen did post that he robbed a laundromat ATM in Penn Hills, and within the hour is whenever Kayleen's social media actually went. It got deactivated.
Her social media did?
Correct.
Really? All of it or just on Facebook?
Just just that active account at the time, because Kayleen, I think she has like 10 Facebook accounts.
Oh, wow.
Could never get on. Always forgot her passwords. The active one at that time was under actually Kaylene Young. That's her mother's last name. And whenever she ended up doing that live video of that snapshot that I got and posting that post, like I said, at 1:36 1:36 a.m. January 10th, Kayleen messaged my ex that she was going to be there the next morning at 9:30 to babysit her younger siblings. Then after that is whenever there has not been a ping from Kayleen's cell phone. Her EBT food card has not been used. Her medical cards have not been used. And that Facebook account was deactivated. It has been proven already. This has been proven by the police from phone records that Micah MANNO and Kayleen, my daughter's cell phone, both pinged on the same pole at 1:36 a.m. And that was the last time Kayleen's phone pinged off a pole.
So 1:36 a.m., both their phones pinged. And when was the
Correct.
time early that morning that she contacted her mom?
It was that right there is whenever
That
she
time.
contacted her mom.
And that was
And
only
that
a
was the last
text.
time. Correct. So it wasn't actually even confirmed that it was actually Kayleen.
That's where I was going. Yeah.
It was a messenger message text. But Kayleen was last seen by two of her friends, which were interviewed by the police, a Courtney and a David. Kayleen was with them up until within the hour that MANNO picked up Kayleen.
It was MANNO her boyfriend or ex-boyfriend?
At the time, it was her ex-boyfriend, and Kayleen was. I was told Kayleen was going to meet him to get jewelry off of
Okay.
him that was hers from my deceased mother. And MANNO even told the police that. MANNO even told the police that he's the one that picked up Kayleen at the time prior to that. He doesn't deny seeing Kayleen that night. He just says, he still says to this date, Kayleen is alive and well, just doesn't want to talk to anybody.
Oh, so he's claiming he knows where she is. Okay.
Correct. He's also, of course, posted lies online about myself and my ex. He said, like one of them, he said that I kidnapped Kayleen previously, and I sexually assaulted Kayleen, and I put her in my basement, which A, I never have, and B, just like my other daughter, Haley, even said, I don't even have a basement to put Kayleen in. Ever since MANNO's been getting questioned, he's been questioned by the police approximately 7 times in the last year since Kayleen ended up missing. His current girlfriend, which is his son's mother, she's been questioned multiple times also by the police.
So
Police have, yes.
Sorry, I just want a few questions. First, I want how long after her disappearance before he got the new girlfriend? And also, did the rumor of Kayleen being pregnant come from him? What do we know about that? Missing persons cases with Nikki has been asking a few of the questions, but we're curious.
Okay, not a problem. Now, first off, the new girlfriend, it's not a new girlfriend. It was actually a girlfriend before Kayleen.
Break up, make up kind of thing.
Correct. And I guess they were like an on again, off again. Now, the pregnancy thing came from multiple different people, even Kayleen. Now, it was never proven by a doctor, but Kayleen has stated that, and even posted it, that she was pregnant. Mike and MANNO even has posted that Kayleen was pregnant. A few of their mutual friends posted that Kayleen was pregnant. Now, which means at the time it was figured Kayleen would have had a baby between May and June of 2020. And there's no record of Kayleen giving birth anywhere through medical cards or anything.
Right.
And also, I don't know if I mentioned this either, but like Kayleen had a food card for, it's called EBT, food assistance, and that hasn't even been used since beginning of January.
Okay, so
nothing of Kayleen's been used since.
You've looked at her bank accounts, EBT stuff,
everything.
So
and
social
like
media,
even a couple.
She had a lot of accounts. Did you have access to all of them? Like check her messenger. What about her phone? Has it been traced? I know you got the last.
Now her phone has been traced, and to my understanding, because there's a lot of things that I, of course, publicly cannot broadcast. Because it is an open investigation. But to my understanding, Kayleen's phone has been found in the fall time. That's just past fall.
So fairly recently to now, which would have been a
correct.
Good 7 months or so, 8 months from the disappearance.
Correct. And it was found in an abandoned place. That's all the information that I'm going to be entitled to say. But
okay, yeah, don't feel forced. Don't feel forced or pressured to say.
Oh, exactly.
The investigation.
No offense, I wouldn't because with my daughter, anyways.
Absolutely.
But there was also a couple other things that were found and put into evidence that they are waiting for forensics to come back on.
Okay.
But it was, to my understanding, from the person who actually got Kayleen the cell phone, that it was found.
Oh, sorry. I hit the button on the side of my mouse. Sorry, guys. Can you see me?
Oh, I can see you now. Yes.
Oh, sorry, guys. The mouse right here on the side. There's two little buttons. One of them's a back button. I hit it with my thumb. Sorry, everybody.
Not a problem.
All right, keep going. Sorry about that.
Oh, yeah. Like I said, it's just a couple of things did end up coming to light in the last few months with county's investigation. And I see somebody just messaged about did the ex-boyfriend have a drug problems. He has been convicted of actually drug trafficking.
Oh wow. Okay.
He's been Michael MANNO's been convicted for arson, statutory rape, drug trafficking,
Wow.
organized crimes. I don't know if I said arson, burglary, multiple car chases with police officers, stolen gun possessions, attempted murder. You name it, he's actually been convicted of it.
Okay. She was aware of all this, I'm guessing. Not that it matters, but just so we know
Kaylene,
what her mind
yes.
state was. Okay.
Well, I don't believe so. Kaylene was aware of everything because, to my understanding, he's a real big sweet talker to the ladies. I personally, of course, do not know him.
Right. Yeah, this is scary. This, I have to be honest. And again, to him or anyone who knows him, that's all alleged. We're not making any accusations. But,
correct. And in the past year, he has typed on Facebook and social media that he knows where Kayleen is. He's just minding his own business, and she's 20 years old, and he's not going to say where she's at. And that's exactly also what he told the police.
Okay. Do you believe she was pregnant, Chris asked? Where do you stand on that?
I believe she was. I actually, before Kayleen disappeared, I actually up here at mine and my wife's house made an appointment for Kayleen to go see a doctor because I wanted to get it confirmed. I will tell you that I did see a pregnancy test in her purse, and it was positive that she was pregnant.
Okay.
And that's the reason why also I made sure my wife made an appointment for my daughter to go see a doctor.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's been alleged that that was not Kayleen's pregnancy test. It was someone else's. Now, the pregnancy thing, I do have multiple, which the stuff that I'm also telling you, I will send you this stuff in your messenger, Jason.
Okay, sure.
Now, I have also a message from MANNO to one of Kayleen and MANNO's mutual friends 2 days prior to Kayleen's disappearance. Kayleen talking to her about being pregnant and that Mike wants to have nothing to do with the baby. And then I also have messages from MANNO messaging to the girl that no matter what, he is not leaving his son, which is his girlfriend's baby's mom. So Kayleen also threatened to tell MANNO's live-in girlfriend that she was pregnant.
And how do the police feel about MANNO? I mean, besides the fact if he has this long criminal record, which is alleged, of course, but how do they feel? He's saying he knows where she is. Have they put pressure on him to say, "Hey, we gotta at least tell us that so we can confirm it"? Or
they have been putting pressure on him, and I'm trying to say how they. Pardon me. Oh, I'm sorry. The dog knocked over the phone.
Oh, it's okay.
Now, okay, they do feel as though that of course, MANNO was the last person. I'll just tell you, myself and the detectives do not believe as though that Kayleen is alive, because like even a couple of senators that's been helping me even said, this is the year now, 2021, not to be on social media and just like disappear. It doesn't happen. I do want to say that obviously the police are very concerned about Micah Manno's, how can you say it, his actions with Kayleen the last time he's seen her, due to especially that has been the only place where the police have served multiple warrants in the last year.
Okay.
In questioning him and going to his camps, because he has multiple camps in different states.
Camps? Oh, can you hear me?
Yes.
He has multiple camps, you said? What kind of camp?
Yes. And I guess campsites, because he has two campers.
Oh, I
so
see.
to my understanding, campsites.
Okay. Okay, good. Yeah,
Now,
I'm not able to keep.
I see. Why are they doing nothing? Now, here's where we had a problem from the go. My ex and I did not realize that you did not have to wait 48 hours to file a missing persons report. Unfortunately, we did. January 12th, my ex contacted Etna Police Station, because that's Etna Borough out of Pennsylvania, because that's where my daughter was supposed to be babysitting my ex's kids.
Okay.
Now, she filed a report, and I followed up with a email. Now, unfortunately, Kayleen did not get it put into the computer system until March 13th as a missing person, which is 2 months after Kayleen ended up reported missing.
Why did
Now,
it take so long?
the reason what we were told by one of the officers is there was possibly going to be a warrant for Kayleen's arrest. So the chief of police wanted to see if they were just going to go that route. And there never was a warrant for Kayleen's arrest through the court system. So finally, they put it down as a missing persons report.
Okay. Huh.
Exactly. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, not too much seems to make sense in this case, honestly.
But I got from actually the DA's office themselves, on Steven Zappella's office, one of his detectives, his last name was Stevens. I got directly from him that Kayleen was not put in the system until March 13th.
Wow. Okay, yeah, we're gonna have to look into that a little more. Allie Johnson asked a good question too. So she says, "Could we please know more about Kayleen's Facebook post regarding the boyfriend on the night she went missing?"
I'm going to say, am I able to send it to your messenger right now?
Yeah.
I'll do that, so you guys can actually see it yourselves.
Okay.
Sorry about this.
It's okay. Just give us 1 second, guys. We're trying to piece this all together. And yeah, so while you're doing that, we can kind of talk while you're doing it. A lot of people have been saying, how is this guy on the street with 13 felonies? And how is...
You want to know a real good question about that? Because actually, right now, currently, he's on probation for 2 years, and he is also facing more charges as we speak, and he's out on bail while he's on probation, and he has a court hearing in February. So that's a good question.
This is like the luckiest guy ever, it sounds like.
Uh-huh. Yeah, right now he is on probation for the next 2 years until 2022. And like I said, as we speak, he has, I think, 4 more charges on him. Most of them are summaries, but I'm pretty sure one of them is actually, well, it got held for court, so one of them has to be a misdemeanor. But for, especially with him being on probation, and plus right now currently has the, I don't understand how he's out either. I mean, I know they're trying to say that there's not enough current evidence at the okay, I finally found it. Sorry, I've been investigating this, of course, since January 10th. So I have over, like, at the moment, 30,000 pictures on my phone. But I got the picture and I'm sending it to you right now.
Okay.
You might have to do what you were doing. And are you able to flip a photo and blow it up a little?
I can zoom in. I can see if it lets me flip. I'm really bad with tech stuff, but I can try.
I'm the same way, so I'm going to try and flip it on my end after my snapshot and send you it flipped.
Okay. Oh, I see what you mean here.
Now, Kayleen's message is the one up at the top that has a purple and red circle. That's the last message that Kayleen posted on Facebook.
You know what? Canva. Well, what did that mean? I don't know. Hang on, guys. I'm trying here. Oh, yeah, I think this should let me. Yeah. Okay. I found something that will. While I'm doing this, someone wanted me to ask, who told you that her phone was found?
That her phone was what?
That her phone was found.
The person who bought her the phone. I'm not going to give his name out.
Well, who told him?
It was one of the
authorities.
Sorry, I didn't hear you.
Who told him that it was found?
Correct, the authorities. The reason why they called him to check on the phone is because they knew that he's the one that got the phone for Kayleen, so he was going to have the information on what the phone was and the serial numbers.
Okay. Okay, I got it flipped here. And we'll go back to the cell phone in a second. I'm sorry, because as I was flipping it was kind of hard to listen to what you were.
I did it for you. Wasn't sure if you were going to be able to, so here I'm sending it to you now.
Well, I got it on screen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, thank you. So
not a problem.
He said, so Kayleen posts the picture of him, and he says, oh no, yeah, this is her saying, Michael MANNO is a player and likes to play with, we'll say, women's hearts. And it's sad because when someone isn't like Sherry and not, you know,
that is his current girlfriend.
Okay, yeah, I just want
to. Yes, unfortunately, my daughter was swearing in that, but in the purple,
I don't care about that. I just don't want the video.
Correct. But in the purple that I have circled is where, and he robbed the laundry mat when we was together.
Wow.
And like I said, within the half hour is whenever that Facebook account was deactivated and all them posts were taken down. Luckily, my other daughter was able to get that picture, that snapshot prior to that account was deactivated.
Did they give you a reason why it was taken down, or do you know for sure that it was him, that someone went and did it, or could it have been like a TOS violation because of what was said, or?
No, the whole account was deactivated, so that's where they believe as though that somebody deactivated the account.
Okay. Wow. Oh. A lot of people were asking about it. Does he have any family in law enforcement or something to be able to get away with so much?
As far as I'm aware of, no. That's as far as I'm aware of. And I do know that even in the state, I only told you about his convictions in actually just Allegheny County. He has convictions in Virginia, Georgia, and Florida also.
Unbelievable.
He might have some convictions more. They're the only ones that I know of. Like I said, on, I'll send that to you also. Even in 2014, he was labeled as career criminal.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense. Jeez. Okay, so Allie Johnson says, how long after Kayleen's Facebook message until she was picked up?
To our understanding, Kayleen walked down the street from her friend's house. To our understanding, it was within 20, 25 minutes.
Okay.
From the post to whenever she was picked up by Michael MANNO. Like I said, he even told the police that he's the one that picked her up. He also stated online, and I sent you that on one of the pictures I sent you also, he even stated online and to the police, it's called minding my own business. I'm not going to tell them where she's at.
Okay. Yeah, he needs some people are saying it's not his right. If you report her missing, it's not his right to just say that. I don't know how true that is because I know she's an adult, so I don't know whether that's kind of like a gray area.
Well, I did some searching, and I mean, I don't know, of course. I've been told by multiple people also that it is actually against the law because it's hindering in an investigation. And how and why he's, especially whenever there's so much evidence on Kayleen possibly not being alive, is what I don't understand.
I pray that that's not the outcome of this case, Jason. I really do.
I also, of course, do also.
And I know you have the ways you're leaving.
And I see that someone's asking if he gave her the jewelry. Nobody knows because we haven't been able to see Kayleen since that night. And of course, he never said that. He didn't say that he didn't give it to her. He never even mentioned about the jewelry to the police. So we're not sure if he gave Kayleen any of the jewelry back.
Okay. Do you know if law enforcement, Ellie Johnson asked, do you know if law enforcement has checked his GPS in the vehicle to see where he went after picking Kayleen up?
He doesn't have a GPS on his vehicle. I do know where his phone was pinged 3 hours after picking up Kayleen. But as a GPS, he has a truck from the 80s. It doesn't have a GPS in it.
Okay. And you said you know where he was pinged 3 hours after picking her up?
His phone, yes.
That's
his
the one with
phone,
yes. Yeah. Okay.
And that's during the investigation.
Right.
But that's the closest we can get from it. So we do have basically a diameter radius of 3-4 hours.
Yeah, Laughing Hawk says, makes a good point, that they can check CCTV on all pawn shops within miles if they're
correct.
I think he's referring to the jewelry and stuff. Have you done any work calling around trying to look at whether doorbell cams, CCTVs in the area, anything like that?
We have not. To my knowledge, ETNA has not, and Allegheny has tried, but a lot that we didn't find out, unfortunately, until too late that this case wasn't being properly investigated from the go. We unfortunately found out way too late ourselves. To our understanding, we reported Kayleen missing. We thought it was properly being investigated. So a lot of places, of course, where county went to, they didn't have footage from 6 months prior to that.
Okay. And did you say you did check pawn shops?
No. And the reason why is because we did not find out about Kayleen going to get the jewelry until 3 or 4 months ago.
Okay.
That came up on more evidence that was actually found. So unfortunately, we didn't. Kayleen was at her friend's house, so we didn't know, of course, that she was going to go meet up with MANNO. We didn't know what she was meeting up with MANNO about. She unfortunately didn't tell any of us.
Okay. So a lot of it, yeah, would have been too late. Okay, let's let a few questions build up in the chat because we're getting close to the 45-minute mark. So we're going to start kind of winding down a little. But before we do, before we ask a few final questions, I do a segment at the end, towards the end of each show, where I typically I'll have you speak directly to the missing person, you know, your daughter. In some cases, when some people feel like, you know, they might say, well, that they feel that she might no longer be with us or whatever, they might make the decision to instead speak to someone who may have info. So I'll kind of leave it up to you, maybe if you would like to say something directly to her and then also to anyone who may have some info, or however you'd like to do it. But what we do, I try to give you a little warning beforehand, because this is sometimes where people can be a little emotionally overwhelming. So I try to kind of prepare you that it's coming. So I put you up like this on the screen. And I just feel like the reason I do this, just for anyone who's not familiar with it, is I feel like if someone's watching it on the fence, whether it be Kayleen or someone who knows info, being spoken directly to could be the thing to push them over the edge and get them to make the decision to contact you.
Okay.
So whenever you'd like to begin, take your time.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I thought you needed me to answer questions first.
Oh, no, I was just, while you do this, it lets the questions kind of build up.
Oh, okay. Not a problem. Kaylene Oehling, this is Daddy. You know, we all love and miss you. Your younger siblings, miss you very much. You missed multiple family member funerals. You missed Mother's Day and Father's Day and all the holidays. We all love and miss you, and we want you home. We need you home. We're not going to rest until you're found. And to anybody that actually does know where Kayleen is or what has happened to Kayleen, please come forward. You are not just hurting myself. You're not just hurting Kayleen's mom. Kayleen has siblings. Kayleen has multiple siblings under the age of 10, and they don't even understand what's going on. And we're, of course, been having trouble, and they want to know where their bigger sister is. And if anybody knows anything, please come forward. And I will say this, and it is online also. There is a $25,000 reward for Kayleen's safe return. Kayleen, we love you, we miss you, we need you.
All right. Jason, I'm so sorry, man. You're doing an amazing, amazing job representing for her. I know she's proud of you, and I pray something's going to come of this. Just to remind everyone who didn't see or hear that, we got a $25,000 reward. So if you know something, that's a pretty dang good reason to come forward if it leads to her being found. And Barb Brown says, this is always the hardest part for me. I'm always crying like a baby by the time they're done. Yeah, she's talking about the direct message. And I'm sorry to put you through that, Jason. I just feel like that.
No, it's okay. I mean, we're coming up on a year. We're having a private vigil because of COVID and everything. But of course, we are. My other daughter, she's going to be live streaming it. I don't know what any of that actually means, but she said for people that can't go, unfortunately, of course, we would love to have thousands and thousands of people there, but with COVID and everything, we just can't.
Right.
So we are coming up on Sunday on a year.
A couple good questions. I'll try to ask them together since we don't have a ton of time. Well, we can actually go as long as we want, but I try not to. This is emotionally taxing for you guys, so I try not to keep you for hours and hours. But Primo Mike asks, where her phone was found, has the area been fully searched with dogs, drones, etc.? Where they did find the phone, and then
that question there, I am going to stop you because that question there is still under investigation. There's unfortunately a lot that is involved with the place where Kaylene's phone was found. That there's just unfortunately the place has been searched 4 different times. They did get, I do know, 4 different warrants to search the place. But there is a lot of land there, and there's going to be, of course, another time that actually my wife and I are going to be going, and multiple different search crews are going to be going. Unfortunately, we got to get different type of stuff, and especially different type of dogs also, because since this is past the 48-hour mark, I actually was speaking over December 31st and January 1st to actually SAR, the dog search and rescue. They contacted me and everything, and unfortunately we have to wait a few months. Unfortunately, it's too cold, and they explained what type of dogs we needed and how many dogs we needed for the size of the land. So it has been briefly searched, but not fully yet due to the size of the area. That's all the info I can actually give from that.
No, perfect. That great answer. Very thorough. Thank you.
But I do want to say, like I said, my wife and I talked to the sergeant involved, and my wife and I are going to be attending the next search there.
Oh, good. And if you also, before we get into this next question, at the end, if you want to give anyone any info on how they could help, whether it be showing up to that search or other searches, organizing things.
That search, unfortunately, like people, it's going to be professionals, and it's actually going to be professional search and rescue investigation teams, because of course, see, unfortunately, we can't have volunteers due to there's also searching for more evidence.
Okay.
So unfortunately, the public can't be involved with that search. That's another reason why I can't. We don't want to give, of course, if the worst case scenario, we don't want to give away that we have a possible area, and of course, because we can't have people just go in there due to we're looking for more evidence.
Okay. No, that's understandable.
And I see someone asked about the current girlfriend, and yes, they actually just interviewed Sherry a month ago. Again, that was actually like the 4th time she's been interviewed.
Okay. So they're thinking that someone knows something if they're interviewing people 4+ times.
Like I've seen online, of course, people spreading, of course, unfortunately, rumors about myself or about my ex, Kaylene's mom. And like how I explain it and everything else, they're going by stuff that the actual suspect is actually saying online, trying to take the heat off of him. And they're going by stuff that only he's actually saying and going around and everything else. So there's just, I finally start learning how to ignore it. I was taking offense to everything, and I actually sat down and talked to the sergeant not too long ago. And like he told me, he said, Jason, he said, you, Tiffany, no one else is a suspect. He said, if you guys were, We wouldn't be talking to you for one, and two, you would have been up here being questioned yourselves. And just like others have said, MANNO has been questioned on multiple occasions, and so has his girlfriend. And everybody that associates with MANNO are the only ones that have been pulled into the police station.
Okay. Jason, is there anything I didn't think to ask or the chat didn't think to ask that you want to make sure you get out there that's important? Anything from a detail about the case to an identifying mark on her, a tattoo, habits, hobbies, anything?
No, unfortunately, Kayleen didn't have any tattoos. She had glasses, the plastic framed ones. She always has to wear glasses. She can't see without them. So if you and she's never had contacts. So if you ever seen Kayleen, you would only see glasses on her. She didn't unfortunately have any scars. Didn't have any tattoos. And like I said, that one picture that I sent you was actually the last picture that she was wearing. So she had black fingernails and the black ring on her finger.
Okay. What about details about the case and about her? Is there anything that you feel is important that we weren't able? I want to make sure for the sake of thoroughness we cover everything.
Oh, I'm so sorry I lost you because actually my other daughter's trying to call in.
Oh, okay.
Can you see me now?
Yeah, I get you.
Okay. No, actually, we covered everything that I am basically allowed to discuss at this time. Like I said, there's unfortunately no real new news. Besides, like I said, I have been told that Kayleen's cell phone has been found a couple months ago, like in September. So I guess that's more than a couple of months ago. And the police did search the area. It is a lot bigger area that, unfortunately, like I've said, that volunteers can't go and help out on a search due to now they're trying to collect evidence.
Okay.
Especially at that point, they need to get air sniffing dogs.
You're right. Okay. Well,
and I see a public Facebook page. Yes, I have two Facebook pages for Kayleen.
Am I on those? I don't think I am. I'm going to have to add them to the description.
One of them, I'm in trouble on it, so I'm not allowed to invite people.
Okay.
But I will send you them. But yes, there are two. I have missing Kaylene Oehling 2020.
And then I have
that's her main page.
I have Kaylene Marie Oehling, and then in quotation, or what do you call them? I can't even think. Quotations that say Kayleen is missing. Is that the good one or the bad one?
That's the main one.
Okay.
And then I have a voice for Kaylene Oehling, missing Kaylene Oehling.
Okay.
And then I right now, and I also signed up for more classes since this happened. I'm a missing persons advocate now. And so is Haley, my 17-year-old. We have national, I just sent you a picture. We have two national pages that I have in honor of Kayleen.
Okay.
Because like I said, I felt all alone. My Kayleen's mom and we felt all alone in the beginning. Didn't know where to turn. So the one day I was sitting there and I was talking to my 17-year-old Haley. And
I'm
we
so sorry,
decided.
Guys. Give me 1 sec. There's an issue with my dog is very sick. I got to do one.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Just give me like 10 seconds, guys. Sorry.
Yes.
So sorry about that. My dog was shaking. He's old and kind of dying. So
Not, hey, not a problem. I mean, like I said, I got
just real quick.
Conehead that just jumped up to
Yeah,
me.
that's why I understood when you're saying that. And if you've seen the people in the chat that have the little dog icon next to them, those are members. And oh wait, why does it say the S and not the Toby face? I'll have to figure that out. But yeah, he's kind of the mascot of the channel, is what I was trying to say. But
Oh, okay.
Laughing Hawk asks, have you managed to get a private investigator?
Not personally. There has been a couple of groups that helped us out in the past that
Okay.
had a private investigator. I'm retired at the moment, so of course I have been doing this case every moment of my life. Funding, of course, we were looking for private investigators to do Bono. Like I said, a group was going to be helping us. I do know that on Kayleen's mother's side, they do have a fundraiser to try to help out for a private investigator.
Okay.
And stuff like that.
Well, that was a question we just got asked. Is it a GoFundMe or?
I know Haley, my 17-year-old, has a GoFundMe. I'm sorry, I don't understand that computer stuff.
Yeah, no, it's okay. But we can put any links to anything if it's helping you guys.
Okay, and
people are asking.
And Haley, I just had to finally message her and saying, "Hey, hon, I'm on live." So I'll also ask her and all that stuff. I'll have Haley upload to the Kaylene's page.
Okay.
So
yeah,
people will know it and everything.
Links and I'll link them all in.
Okay. Yeah, like I said, I stay out of all that stuff. I kind of do my own thing at the moment. Because of course, like at times, places where I search, of course, I don't want to take my minor daughter,
right,
and everything. A lot of people think I, of course, just sit behind the computer because I do. I make Kayleen flyers daily on social media because it occupies my mind a lot. But my wife and I, whenever I go searching, it's just my wife and I. The police know where I search and everything else. And I take cameras, special gloves, and equipment with me whenever I go search because I know that this is an open investigation and some things that are found. You need gloves, of course, and stuff handled carefully.
Okay. So
I don't understand that computer stuff. Kayleen's other side of the family handles that stuff.
All right, well, have them contact. You can send me any links that you know of, and then have the daughters or sisters or whatever contact me, and I'll get everything in the description.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Whenever I get off of here with you, like I said, I have a 17-year-old hammering me at the moment. Yeah. I'll send her your way, and I'll say, do me a favor, your guys GoFundMe stuff, please give it to him. So she's just like Kayleen. They used her mom's last name on social media because with me being old fashioned, I never liked them on social media. I'm only on social media to help spread the word of Kayleen. I wasn't even actually on social media prior to this. My wife and I have been off for years. So her name, she's under Haley Young, but I will send her definitely your way.
Okay, thank you. And thank you so much to Krabby15, new member. We appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, no problem. You did an amazing job. You represented Kayleen as well as anyone could. I know she's proud of you, and I'm praying that this leads to a positive resolution. She can come home and say, Dad, thank you. You did a great job, and you helped me come home. I'm praying this leads to something like that. For anyone that has any tips or information, please come forward. There's no such thing as something being too small, too inconsequential. Never assume. Jason probably already knows this, so I won't bother telling him. No matter what it is, come forward and say it. Not only because it's the right thing to do, but hey, that's $25,000 reward. You might end up getting that money if you are the one that leads to her being found. So it is worth your time. So please come forward. His profile is in the description. I will also put any of the Kayleen's page plus the GoFundMe's or any of that they send me. I'll add those once we're done here, as well as if her sisters or your daughters or anyone else wants to be added to the links, I will go ahead and do that. I have no problem doing that. I also have my information there, guys, but so the important thing, I'm going to read the authorities to call in just a moment. I'll read them again. So you can contact the family, you can contact the authorities. Those by far are the two best places to send information. So I also leave my information and contact info because you can send me something, but you never want to send it to me instead of the family and authorities. That doesn't make sense to do, particularly not if it's time sensitive. That could be a very bad situation where you send it to me. I'm not online for the day. I don't get it to them in time. The common sense. So please get it to the family and the authorities. If you want to CC me, send it to me. By all means, go ahead and do that. But okay. So his, like I said, his page is below. Let me give you the information. 1 second. Do you have the authorities information in front of you, Jason? I can pull it up. Can you hear me?
Send it to your messenger.
No. If you just want to read it real quick with the proper authorities.
Oh, sorry, cat ran in front of me.
Oh, it's okay.
It's actually, I know it off by heart, unfortunately. It's Allegheny County Homicide Unit. The phone number is 412-473-3000.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I know it off by heart. And
when you go back and I can imagine it. And when you go back and watch this, though, you're going to see that you don't just have them. You have a lot of supporters here. We've had hundreds and hundreds of people come in. Tons of awesome comments for you, Jason. Very few trolls. Once in a while you get a troll saying something bad or something, but very few on this channel at all. Trust
me, going on a year now, I'm getting now finally, unfortunately, used to it. Like I said, the sergeant about a month ago finally sat down with me and explained to me, hey, you know what? Unfortunately, I see it all the time. Just don't let them get to you.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I did. But now my main focus is reuniting my family.
Absolutely. You deserve it. And we're going to pray that we can get this done for you, Jason. All right. So we're past the hour mark, guys. So thank you so much for joining us. We're going to finish up there. And Jason, I just want to say you did an absolutely amazing job.
Thank you.
And, so thank you so much for joining us tonight. You're an amazing guest, and I will talk to you shortly online.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. And for everyone else in the chat, stay on for just a moment. I'll speak with you as we let Jason go. And Jason, thank you so much. Have you send me all those links, but
okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great night. Yeah. Oh, thank you. So I hit the button a little too early. Thanks. All right. I just want to say thanks everyone for joining us. We will have another show at probably noon tomorrow. I have that set up for a woman whose son is also missing, and I might try to have another one tomorrow night. So I'm trying to cram a few in since I missed quite a few over the holidays. So thank you. Thanks again to the members who joined before this live, as well as we've had like 3 or 4 join here since we started the live today. So that's going amazing. Thank you so much. We've also had people who say, hey, I can't do monthly, but how can I do one-time support? The PayPal link that you've seen throughout this, paypal.me/JasonHebert1. That's the best way to do it. So thank you to you guys. Everyone has started to support me. It was actually Gray who told me, you got to mention it, man. I was like, I'm not comfortable. So he said, do it after you let the guests go. So I'm probably not going to do it too often, but I figured now's a good time to say it because you guys just started signing up for the membership. So I just wanted to say this and thank you. So whether you do the channel memberships by clicking join below, or you do the PayPal through the description, either way, the one-time PayPal donation, it's amazing. It's helping me do more shows. So thank you. Please continue to help as much as you can. I appreciate it so much. And I am going to finish up there, guys. I love yous all. You make my world. You keep me going. So thank you so much. And I will see you probably tomorrow at noon Eastern time. And then I don't have another one. I have that one set, and I might have another one set for the nighttime. I'm still working on it. But at least tomorrow noon, and we'll go from there. Thank you so much, members, non-members, PayPalers, viewers. Like the video and comment on the video. My commenters, my sharers, anyone who shared the video. If you've done anything at all to help me out, help out these families, I appreciate you so much. I love you. Thank you so much. Have a great night.